Hello and welcome to another episode, a brand new episode of Mail Call Madness. Dom, do you remember what episode this is?
If I'm not mistaken, it's like 13.
No, it's 14. 14. 13
14,
we did right
I'm
before
off one.
Halloween. Yep.
There
So
you go.
this is episode 14. We have some toys to review. We have a couple of TV shows that you may or may not be watching on. One of them, if you're like me, you don't want to admit you're watching. And of course, we got some packages to open. And that's where we'll start with the great Domtober, as always, opening the package.
Let's do this. Now, to be honest, I have no clue what the heck is in this. I got him sitting there for the longest time, and I can't remember.
So it may or may not, probably will, be Boba Fett.
Yeah, most likely it'd be more something Star Wars. I can tell you that.
Yeah, you surprised me the last couple of times. I guessed Boba Fett, and it wasn't Boba Fett.
Yeah, true. You know, I'm still okay. All right. You know what? It is Star Wars related. It's not Boba Fett related, but I forgot that I ordered this, to be honest with you. Oh, man, damn. That sucks, man. The box is damaged.
Busted up.
Look.
Oh, man.
Already. And I haven't opened, like I said, this has been sitting there.
That's more than just the corner. That's the front, right? Isn't there like a scuff on the front? Like right to the left of the age?
Yep.
That ain't cool.
That sucks.
Who's that from? So we can...
It's Hasbro.
Buyer beware. Okay, Hasbro.
Sorry. You know, they're usually pretty good when it comes to their...
I was going to say, I think I don't buy a lot directly from Hasbro, but I bought a couple of things, and I thought it was usually pretty good.
See in that corner right there.
Yeah. Well, you know what, though? At least you can open it up and see the toy.
Yeah.
The collectible. I'm sorry. Collectible.
It sucks. That tells you I don't really...
It's still nice, though. How many? Because, Don, we know you ordered more than one.
Actually,
you got more coming in. You say no.
I have more stuff coming in, but I have one of that. Like this thing's.
You have no more Black K, Hasbro Black Ks coming in.
You know what? I think they're actually in clearance in GameStop. Maybe I'll
go pick up one, and then you can open that one and play with it.
Yeah, well, it's actually they could have did a better job. But other than that, it's all right. You know what? I've been batting 1,000 pretty much so when it comes to conditions of packages.
At least it made it into your hands. It didn't get stolen from your front door.
Exactly. See, why couldn't they steal this one?
Oh, yeah. No, that's a great point. Why didn't they steal that one?
Exactly.
All right, so let's jump into some toys or collectibles. Man, what's wrong with me today? Let's jump into some collectibles. But before we start, and I failed to do this, shame on me. I failed to do this before we got rolling. The great Domtober and the lovely Mrs. Great Domtober have had an anniversary this week. I won't give the exact date because it might be his PIN number. I don't know. But we want to wish them a happy anniversary, and wish them many more. He has a lovely wife who is too good for him because she lets him get away with way too much.
She's definitely a saint. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome. All right, so shame on me for not doing that sooner, but let's get into some collectibles.
All right, so these were mentioned, and they finally revealed them today. To be exact, this week. Let's put it this way: they were revealed this week, and so we have 5 new figures, right? No, 6 new figures. 6. Wait, I'm dumb. 7. Thank you. Oh, Jesus. 7 new figures.
All right. So the first ones we're looking at are in no particular order because I just put them up there. However, I found them.
We have the Orb, which is an obscured Marvel character, as an eyeball, but he did have some big storyline in.
He was in Ghost Rider, right?
Ghost Rider, yeah, and he also had something.
I remember reading him in the old Ghost Riders.
Yeah, he was actually an old Ghost Rider, but he also had a big story plot in one of the Marvel storylines that they had called Sins of the Past or Sins of something. I can't remember, but
So the Ghost Rider appearances weren't his first appearance. He was in older stuff.
Back in the day, the old Ghost Rider books, yeah. But he had a new story arc.
Okay.
But other than that, we got Molecule Man, which looks pretty cool. You know, this. And one thing about the Marvel Legends, they're dropping everything, all these figures, every type of absurd figure that they're making. And and by the way, the Ghost Rider car didn't make it.
Oh, it didn't make it. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. In case people are wondering what Dom's referring to, the pay to play, or what I call it, pay to play Ghost Rider Fund GoFundMe or whatever they want to call it, didn't reach the goal, so it's not going into production unless they redo it. I don't know.
Well, it kind of sucks because the 3 figures that they were going to actually come out with are never coming out with. They said maybe one shape or form one day they'll come out with something, but other than that, it's not coming out. But so back to this.
Molecule Man looks like he got some fire hands or something he packs a punch with.
Yes, changeable hands and some flames, which is pretty
cool. Does he shrink or something? Is he like a shrinking? I don't know
something like that. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Can't remember.
Who's this other guy? I don't recognize this other guy.
Oh, the other guy, he's very, very. It's the first time they ever came out with this guy.
Brand new character.
Brand new. First time this figure ever made it. Another Iron Man. But
I wonder who they'll get to play him in the live action. Probably some scrub.
There's a rumor that he might be coming back in the Secret Wars story that's coming out in a couple of years. That he's going to make a return. I do miss Robbie Downey as Iron Man. He actually did a really good job, and he is Iron Man. You can't take that away from him.
Yep, he is. So let's mention real quick. It looks like this is one of those build a character type things. Where it's coming with and we'll get to that at the end. So don't just so you know, those aren't part of the Molecule Man and Mr. Eyeball. And apparently Iron Man doesn't have one. So let's go to the next group of characters.
You got Wonder Man, which is actually he's actually getting his own series on Disney Plus. The actor that played Black Manta from the Aquaman series, the Aquaman movie.
Mm-hmm.
He also played Mr. Manhattan in the HBO The Watchmen. He's going to be playing Wonder Man. So he's getting serious. And then you have what's her name? Yelena Belova from from the Hawkeye series on Disney Plus when she showed up. That's actually pretty cool.
That's Black Widow's sister, right?
Yeah, sister from.
So that's a mask she's wearing. She doesn't really have 4 eyes.
No, she's a mask. It's like a night vision mask,
like
or something like that.
Night vision thing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And then you have Baron Strucker, who is the leader of Hydra, who actually was killed in Age of Ultron. He had like a brief appearance, and then he was killed off.
Oh, poor guy. All right, and then we got
Captain America, another guy that they never made, Ultimate Captain America, which is from the Ultimate comic line.
I don't know where they get all these guys.
And once you get him, you get the head of. So, if you are familiar with the Surfing Society, it's a group of like reptilian snake superpowered beings that fight Captain America. They're in Captain America a lot, and apparently they might be showing up in the new Hawkeye, New World Order movie.
All right, wait a minute. I got to rewind real quick. So we have one arm and one leg.
Yes.
We have another arm and a torso and the other leg. Okay, yep. I thought we were missing a leg there for a minute. All right.
And then the head.
And then we get the head. All right, makes sense. That's why Iron Man didn't need one, because everybody else had the body part in their package. All right.
Yeah, usually the head that comes with the figure is usually the hot figure. Like the figure, it's kind of hard to find when you collect the series. If you don't buy the whole set at once, when you go out to the store, sometimes finding the head is the difficult part to completing it.
All right, well, I'm going to open a package real quick. I have 4 packages to open today, and one thing to show off that a gift I was given when I visited Texas. As you can tell, I'm back home. I'm not in Texas anymore. But let me open this one real quick because as I was showing Dom before the show, before we started taping, this one got a little squash, but I think we're okay because I'm pretty sure
over or under that the slab is not the thing is not damaged inside.
I hope it's not.
I hope it's not either
because I really didn't need this, and this was one of those impulse buys.
Oh, one of those, huh? Yeah.
It is a slab. I don't hear anything rattling around or shaking. Let me take a look. It didn't come in a plastic thing though, but it looks like it made it. I figured it would, but I already have this comic book in a 9.4. It's up there. I'm pointing at it. But for some reason, I felt like I needed it in a 9.8.
There you go. You sold the 9.4. You get the 9. No.
Yeah. So well, maybe we'll see. It's not. I have a hard time selling things. But so yeah, this is a C3PO Marvel Special, C3PO number 1, the 1 in 1,000 in a 9.8. So didn't need it. It was one of those things where I was bored and on eBay and came across it and threw down a bid that I was comfortable with, even though I didn't need it, and won. And I was like, damn, now I got to pay for it.
Sometimes we want things that we really need. And
yeah, and you're right. I'll probably at some point end up, maybe giving up the 9.4. And
maybe the 9.4 could be a giveaway.
Maybe. Doubt it.
Hey, who knows?
I do have some stuff that I'm going to open today that I think might make its way into a giveaway one of these days whenever we do another giveaway. But before we go into any more packages, let's keep this train moving. And real quick, I was telling Dom before we started taping, I almost didn't do this week because I haven't watched any movies. We watched Halloween, the month of Halloween. October was kind of our theme, was horror movies. November, I don't know. There's not a lot really coming out yet, or that I've seen anyway, that is really piquing my interest. And then, of course, we have December to look forward to, where Dom wants to do a weekly review of Lifetime holiday movies. So we will see.
What, the Hallmark movies?
The Lifetime Hallmark movies. Dom has been after me now for at least a month or two to do reviews of Hallmark movies.
Yeah.
No?
I'm going to give it a rundown. I'm going to give it a rundown of a movie called The Day I Almost Missed Christmas, a holiday special. There you go.
All right. So maybe we'll do a review. Are you going to do it now or are you going to wait? Let's do it later.
I have no clue. Okay. I think I just made that up, but there is the most cheesiest holiday movies ever.
So I don't know. Let us know in the chat. It's kind of up in the air as to whether or not we want to do that. If we do one, it'll probably be very satirical and probably piss anyone that takes those movies seriously, probably piss them off. But we'll see, because it depends on what else comes out and what strikes us as being interesting. So, but let's get going. Here's a show, a series that I just dropped within the last week or two. Since I've been traveling, I'm not real sure when a lot of these things actually dropped, but it's Blockbuster, the series on Netflix. It's a story about our sitcom that I'm kind of enjoying it. It's not great. It's not drop dead, roll on the floor funny, but it's getting me through some evenings, I should say, some TV watching in the evening when I can't find anything else. This one's kind of getting me through that. Because it's not terrible. It's actually pretty good. It's just not hysterical.
Hey,
sitcom about the last... go ahead.
The last Blockbuster.
Oh, yeah, it's a sitcom about the last Blockbuster. And I remember seeing an article, a for real article, about what was the last Blockbuster. I don't know if it's still open or not.
If I wasn't mistaken, it was in Alaska.
It was, yeah, maybe it was. I think you're right. And whether or not it's still open or not, I have no idea. But So this is a sitcom about the last blockbuster and how they are trying to, keep the business running. It's pretty good. It's, it's obviously it's in kind of a mini mall area, and the stores around it, those characters play into it too. It's pretty good. I would say watch it. You're paying for Netflix anyway. I always say watch it. To me, it kind of brought back some memories. Now, both my sons are at the age, especially my youngest son who lives with me. He's at the age where he can just probably barely remember our last blockbuster experiences when and it was here in Hawaii. And of course, they're all, like I said, there's only one left now in Alaska, we think. But that used to be an event. That would be a weekend event, an occasion, if you will, of family going out to Blockbuster. They had the popcorn going sometimes. You eat some popcorn. Maybe you go before or after a Friday dinner with the family. You go in there and you pick out your movie. It was kind of an occasion, right?
It was, but you know what sucked too? When the new movie came out, they usually sold out. The people could go there and they have like the new movie that came out.
That's the thing, right? So you find that one that you want, and you find it, and of course you either there's none behind it. So then what do? What's the game plan, Don? What's the game plan? You hang around. That's what you do. You hang around, see if somebody brings one
exactly.
back. Well, if there's one in the return box, you're like trying to read
exactly.
Trying to read bug eye and read or see what's in. So
I remember
I don't know, kind of fond memories to an old coot like me. I think it's kind of fun because you take your kids are running crazy.
I remember getting a movie one time that I waited for. I can't remember the movie, but I remember waiting for it and I got it. And what happened was the person who had the movie messed it up. And it kept scratching. It was like scratching, and it was like I could not, like, every time I tried to get past a certain point, it kept going back to that and stopping. And
was this a VHS or was this a DVD?
It was a VHS. Something happened with the VHS, kept stopping the thing. Like
there was something wrong with the tape. Was.
So anyway, make a long story short, that I had to bring back the movie, and it sucked because I couldn't watch the movie. I had to wait, and then of course that movie was popular, and I couldn't get that movie again for about a week.
And then even when DVDs came out, DVDs were better, but of course you'd have a scratch on it and it would kick you back to the menu or something stupid like that.
I used to get Redbox. Remember Redbox? They used to have all the
they had the movie candies there and everything. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. Streaming, is very convenient. You don't have to worry about a movie being out, but there's something to be said about going to the video rental store, especially a Blockbuster, and finding a movie. It was just, you almost felt like you accomplished something when you found that movie or you found something you wanted to watch, especially a new release.
I still have my card. I still have my Blockbuster card. I have it actually. I have tacked up to my board over here.
Oh wow! Yeah, keep that thing.
Yeah, I'm not getting rid of it.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know how many young viewers we have that watch this show, but you may not have a clue what we're talking about. But ask your parents; they'll know.
I'll give you a good example. Remember, if you watched Miss Marvel, when she fell, she landed into a Blockbuster. That's what I say. Watch.
That's what a Blockbuster
watch
is.
Captain Marvel.
The next show. I'm a little embarrassed by this next show, Dom. And if you're watching it, if you're a viewer and you're watching this, you may be embarrassed too. This is a guilty pleasure of mine that I watch. It is Big Mouth, and season 6, I think, just dropped last week, I think last week on Netflix. Yes, it's in season 6, so obviously they're doing, and I think they had a spinoff of something else, some of the characters. This is the show about teenagers going through growing pains, we'll just say, the changes of life. Puberty is what I'm talking about. And it's just it is lowbrow, it is raunchy, it is downright disgusting sometimes.
Hey.
But if you know the actors that are behind this, the creators that are behind this, you'll say, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. Because their comedy is kind of lowbrow, raunchy comedy. I'm not going to go into a list of the voice actors, but there's some recognizable names in there. So I don't know. You certainly don't want this show to teach your kids. You don't want this to be a teaching tool for your, if you have kids going through that period of their life. You certainly don't want this show to be a teaching tool for them. But as parents, if you watch this show and it is lowbrow comedy funny, I enjoy it. Sorry, I'm a little embarrassed. I'll go ahead and bring this up. I'm a little embarrassed to say that I watched this. But I don't know, maybe this show will remind you that if you do have kids going through this period of life, they can't really do it on their own. They need some guidance. They need some help. Don't let them try to figure it out on their own, because they'll end up like these characters in this cartoon. And you don't want that. So, they're going to need their parents, and they're going to need a little help, or else they'll end up like these characters. But I like it. Ashamed, a little embarrassed to say that, but I think it's
be ashamed. It's all
my wife will not watch it. She watched like one episode. She's like, "No, this is dumb and stupid and dirty and nasty. I ain't watching this."
Hey,
and I'm like, okay,
you know what? It's about life. It's about the way life is, dirty and nasty.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
All right. So Dom, you got something else you want to open? We're just moving along here.
Let me put this aside. Hold on a second. All right. I'm going to open up this one. So now I have this one, like I said, and this is, again, I have no clue what it is. It's a theme here because they've been sitting down for so damn long. And I decided to.
I know I saw your IG video where you said I don't have enough time on the show to open all my packages, so I got to do it on some IG videos. So if you're not checking out Dom's IG videos, check them out because he's opening more stuff there.
Okay, it's a figure that I probably have two other figures that I keep getting like 3s and 4s. It's a habit. I don't know why, but I was able to pick this up, the Expend Universe.
I've seen it before.
Vizsla, the bounty hunter from the Old Republic. I got a couple more of these. This is the remake of the original figure. The original figure is actually still a little pricey, but
it's a cool back card, though.
No, it is. I like it.
Yeah,
and she's a pretty cool Mandalorian, Shea Vizsla. So I like her, who she is, and the part she played in the Old Republic. But yeah, it's like my third or fourth one I have. So,
all right.
See, I can't remember what.
Well, I'm gonna open up something real quick. Actually, it may not be real quick. So everyone knows the High Republic, Star Wars High Republic. They have kicked off within the last month their Phase 2. And so now is a good time, if you're into this kind of thing, to maybe go out and pick up some of the Phase 1 stuff before any sort of live action or anime or something starts. So I went out and purchased some graded cards. These are the tops. It's not the on demand. It's the tops something.
Living set.
Living set. I'll know here in a minute. So these, it's the top. Oh, it is on demand. My bad. It is on demand. So let me blow my picture up a little bit. So this is the 2021 Tops on Demand Lorna D in a graded at 10. I don't know. I'm trying to.
That's pretty good. There you go. That's better.
Graded at 10.
That's nice.
And her fellow villain, or they may actually be villains of each other here pretty soon. Row.
Actually, that's pretty cool card. I like that.
So these are 10s, and I say that this may not be a bad time. I don't know if you're familiar with what it costs to get cards graded, but it's probably not much cheaper. Hell, it may be more than it costs to get a comic graded. I'm sure most people are sending in the bundles so they get a discount. It's probably still like $20 a card, I would guess. I don't know. But I was kind of in the kick and buying that graded stuff. So I got a couple others from a different buyer. Oh, by the way, I paid less than, and again, probably ballpark $20 or $25 to get a card graded. It's kind of a guess. I don't know that for sure. And then I paid less than $40 a piece for those.
That's pretty
So
cool.
I think it was like $35 a piece for those. I also have, I don't know, these have the package, these have the plastic on it. So I also got another Marshawn Rowe. This is a 9. My dog's barking. She always knows when I'm recording. So this is a 9. Dude, I'm telling you, I think I paid like $10 for this.
Hey, there you go.
9. So, you know, people want those 10s. So 9s a lot of times can go. And I also got a Lorna D, another Lorna D in a 9. And again, I think I paid $10, maybe. I'd have to look. Certainly not more than 15. I think it was more around 10. And for these, the price on these kind of vary. Oops, there's another one. I did get this one I may end up giving this one to Wayseeker because this is a Wayseeker. This is Orla Jarini. This is a 9.
That's cool.
And she's Wayseeker, right? I think so,
Yeah.
if I remember right.
I think so.
And I got a couple of 10s. I got Skier. This is in a 10.
There you go. Would you get the whole set?
No, I didn't get the whole set. And it's funny you say that. It's a good segue. I'm gonna try to share that website real quick. So anyone that's not familiar with these, I think a lot of people are. This is a 10 of Kiwi.
That's pretty cool.
And this is my favorite character, Vernestra Rowe. I got a 10 of her. She's my favorite non-villain character, I guess. I do like Lorna D. And then Avar Chris. I got her in a 10 as well.
I like Avar Chris, but I know they didn't.
She's hot.
They didn't do her justice.
All right, so let's try this real quick, Dom. If this does not work, then Pete will just have to edit it out.
Okay.
So let me turn this camera on, and there I am. Hi. Different camera, because I am going to, I didn't have this set up. I thought I had it set up. Hopefully this doesn't take long. I'm going to share this screen, and it's not sharing. I don't know why this is not sharing. Why is this not sharing? Oh, because I got to add it to the stream. There we go. And you know what? Maybe I don't. There we go. All right, we're getting this. Hopefully, so this is the 2021. Is this working? Is this? Okay, it is working. All right. So this is, maybe I didn't need that other camera. Oh well. Get to see me from multiple angles. So still learning this gadget that they call StreamYard. So anyway, so according to Todd's website, there was 1,180 of these sets made. We have Yoda, and we have Baragu. Of course, we have Lorna D. And you'll notice the different colors.
Yep.
Row. And then we have the book covers. And there are the ones that are numbered to 25. There's ones numbered to 10. Those are the red ones. And there's the platinum ones numbered to 1. Good luck. And yeah, we have Avar Chris. I won't read all these, but these are just, they have the list of all the characters, more than what I showed you in my pickup, than the book covers. So just show that real quick. And I will turn this camera off. I didn't really need that, but shows what I know. All right, Dom, you want to open? Wait a minute. What are we doing? We did that. Let's open something else, Dom. What else you got?
Okay. I actually got this the other day. Comic book. So I know what this is. So I ordered something from website of John Tyler Christopher, or John Tyler. If you're not, he does all the action figure variants.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to.
He does a lot of negative space too. Or am I thinking of somebody else?
So I was able to get this. Okay, I gotta take it out. These are all together. All right. Okay, here we go. Okay, got it. So we had the Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight action figure variant, and I like these action figure variants. There are some people that don't like them anymore. I like them. There's just so many characters to make. And then he had the negative space Luke that came out. So it's pretty cool.
My mic was muted. What issue is that?
This is actually issue 26, I believe.
Oh, so it's relatively new. It's not okay.
Yeah, it's 26. I think it's the second episode, the second issue of the one that was
probably a month or two ago, maybe 3 months ago, a couple months ago.
I got these actually late. These are like maybe 2 months behind. They finally came, but so
I remember when the Luke came out because everyone likes the negative space.
I'm sorry, 28. So this is Star Wars issue 28 as the negative
the
space
2020 run, right?
Yeah,
the latest run. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with those.
Well, speaking of Star Wars, we are going to talk a little bit of Star Wars and some pickups. But before we do that, let's talk real quick about the Morphin Time, because the Power Rangers. And I asked you before, I was like, man, we just did Power Rangers not a couple of shows ago, but this is something new, you said.
Yeah, so Mesco is a company that make 1/12 scale figures, which are like 8-inch figures with real cloth material that goes along with them, and they're fully posable. So they got the license for Power Rangers now. They also did some G.I. Joes. They also did the G.I. Joe. They did what else they do? They do a lot of Marvel, a lot of DC characters, and they're pretty high quality figures that they make. They're very collectible. They're expensive. They go for about like $80 to $90 a piece. So they actually got the Power. I don't know who else in the Power Rangers besides the Power Rangers themselves. If they're going to make any of the villains, I'm not sure. But these are coming up to pre-order this week. And if you're a Power Ranger fan, I would definitely look up Mesco and try to snag these, because there's a good chance that they're removable helmets and cloth. Their clothing is cloth, and it looks really cool. So you can.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any Power Ranger. I mean, I know there are. I shouldn't have said I wonder if. I know there are. I don't know any people that collect Power Rangers, but I'm sure they're out there. Yes. My kids, of course, grew up with Power Rangers. They're about that age, upper 20s, pushing into my oldest is pushing almost 30.
Yeah, so
they're not into this anymore. So
Power Rangers debuted in the United States like in the 90s, the early 90s. At the same time, Turtles started getting big in the 90s. So so there's a lot of fans out there. It was a little cool. I remember I used to watch it on Channel 5, and I'm like, the episode I kept watching was the pumpkin rapper. He had the upside down head, and he was rapping, and it was like, I don't know, just some crazy stuff.
I used to watch these. I used to watch the early ones, maybe even the second rendition, evolution of the Power Rangers with my kids when they were younger. Just, Dad watching TV with his kids. I don't remember hardly anything. I remember the two goofballs, and I remember the guy that had the no skin and the muscles but no skin or whatever.
I know. It was
all I remember.
Power Rangers, they're popular now. They have the IDW books that come out. That's
good. I'm glad. I just
they're actually Boom Studios. Boom Studios made their books. They had the crossover with the Turtles and crossover with Godzilla.
All right, so tell us about these 3.5. Are these 3.5 or 6 inch?
These are 3.5 inch. These are vintage figures.
3.5 selling for $20.
Yeah. The high cost of friggin' plastic and the high cost of inflation, man. Unfortunately,
and the high cost of Boba Fett, apparently.
yeah. So the Boba Fett, they are making the Kenner color Boba Fett, a new version of it with the original Star Wars backing. So if you're a Boba
Okay,
Fett
so he
fan,
wasn't. Explain this to me. Sorry to interrupt. Explain this to me. He wasn't in Star Wars. Why is he got the Star?
no, well, one of the original figures when they posted them, they were on a Star Wars card.
Really?
Because after,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so
I
after
figured Dom would know that. I didn't know that.
so after the fact that they canceled the figure, they had the mail away, but then they came out with a carded version. Because now you have two different cards. You have the Star Wars card, you have the Empire Strikes Back card, and Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
those are the
I've
three.
never seen the Star Wars. They must be rare.
Yeah, the Star Wars ones are the original. They did have them, but basically, to be honest, so I think they're doing this because with the prototype, when they made a prototype, they had one on the one on card. They didn't make the ones on card, but then eventually they made the ones on card down the road. But this is a specialty variant of Boba Fett. They wanted to put it on the Star Wars card to make for collectors to go ooh, and guess what? I'm not going to go ooh because Target sucks.
Hmm.
And they go on sale this week. Well, the pre-orders are on the 9th, which is tomorrow. But when you watch it on Friday, if you watch this on Friday, you're going to see you might get lucky, but Boba Fett sells.
You probably go in there and see one on the pegs right now and walk all the way up to pay for it, and then they won't let you pay for it because
exactly
because the street date is not there yet. It happened to me with C-3PO, bastards.
I hate that because they do that often, and it's like, why put the stuff out? Why put it out?
Yeah, because they're minimum wage stock boy or stock person.
Yeah,
didn't know any better, I guess. So, all right. So what's the other one you got there?
You have Commander Colt. Is it Colt? I think it's Colt. A Volt. He's a character that I think that's the first time they made this character, if I'm not mistaken, in vintage form. So, yeah. So the 20th anniversary.
I'm trying not to yawn at that one, Dom. I'm trying real hard not to Dom at that one. Not to yawn at that one, Dom, because I want to get to this next one. I want to get to Ahsoka. Now, when you first sent me this picture of Ahsoka, action you say the word. I'm the Kota.
It's those those.
That's a K. You're right.
Yeah.
Anyway, when you first sent me this picture, I looked, and one of the reasons I made it big on the slide was when you first sent me this. I'm like, that doesn't look anything like Rosario. It doesn't look anything like Ashley, but the characters. Are the animated characters that Ashley voiced. And then the more I looked at it, the more I'm like, well, maybe it does look like Rosario Dawson, maybe. So what do you think? Does it look like any of them?
It looks a little bit like Rosario Dawson, but not much. I think they might. It looks like they might be going for like a split of both of them.
I was kind of thinking the same thing. I thought maybe, yeah. I'm kind of with you on that.
But it's kind of funny the way she slouched over because there's other pictures to this that they have her different poses. So she's like leaning over and it makes her butt look big, like a weight, like her body looks short and a boot.
Now, I'm not going to get into the whole what did I get creamed for before, the thick versus tall or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into that whole debate again. Sorry, BK, not going to do it. But she does not look. Rosario Dawson's build, from my recollection, is not this.
No,
she's taller than this. But anyway,
she's slouching.
Neither here nor there. She's slouching. Okay, fair enough.
So I don't know when that's coming out. Soon. So anybody who is an Ahsoka fan,
now those are out there. Probably more Ahsoka fans.
I actually have a Boba Fett,
Mighty Morphin fans,
which is really cool. So. Yeah, I like the model. The model kit.
All right, well that's that, but I'm going to open up something real quick, and then I think Dom may have a package or two left, and then we have a couple of things we want to show off that were either gifted or we picked up, and then we'll close out the show. This is a big one, Dom.
Ooh,
this is from Amazon.
Ooh, let's see what we got.
They're taking up a lot of room on my little armchair behind me.
Let's see what we got.
And I know what it is. and I had to.
What is it, Jedi? What is it?
Well, you know, if I'm this excited, you know what it is. And it will be opened. Might even open it right now. It is the, oops, let me make myself large. It is the C3PO with, how do you say that guy's name? Frick, Babu Frick on his shoulder.
Bubba Frick from Gentle Giant. Nice.
This is the Gentle Giant. And like I said, I'm going to open this bad boy up. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. It doesn't. Oh, you know what? They do have it sealed. All right, Don, entertain the folks.
Yeah, so is that the mini bust that you got?
I don't know.
Yeah, so
it is. How big is the? I couldn't even tell you what the scale is.
Yeah, actually, I got the. I picked up what's the face? Dr. Afra.
Oh, really? It says it's limited to 1,500 pieces. Wow, I didn't know that when I bought it.
Yeah.
It was like I'd seen it on Amazon, and it was going up and down. And every time it went down, I probably had just spent money on something else, and I was like, "Yeah, we're not gonna buy it. Maybe later." And then it went down again, and I was like, "What the heck, dude? I'm gonna buy this."
So, how much you paid for it?
I want to say like $70.
Okay,
$70. Amazon Prime.
They go between like an $80 to $90.
I'm going to say it was 70, maybe 75. Wow, it's heavy. See, I thought it was going to be plastic, but this is
it's not plastic. It's a statue. It's a mini bust.
Yeah, this has got some weight to it. It's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I like that.
And it's the red-eyed C-3PO, the one that means business.
The best part of Rise of Skywalker was Babu Frick. Come on.
The best part of Rise of Skywalker is the same as the best part of any Star Wars movie, C-3PO. Okay, moving on, though.
Good.
What do you expect, Dom?
I know.
You got anything else?
Listen, it's like last week on the dark side when we were doing the tier with the Star Wars fantasy football thing. Boba Fett, come on.
You know, and I don't know. It's going to be fun watching that. I mean, it's going to be something we come back to every 3 months. If you haven't watched Tales from the Dark Side from Sunday, it was a long show, but it was fun. Depending on what your idea of fun is, we did a fantasy draft with comic books, and we're going to track their either rise or fall of value over the next year or so. Should be fun. If you know Dom, you know every comic book he selected was Boba Fett. So Dom's whole season rides on what.
No, with the exception, I did take a High Republic book and a Dark Horse and Invasion Zero. So it kind of.
You did, and there were some of those comic books that I didn't even know what they were about because I've never read them. So.
But
all right, did you have anything else? If you do, I'll put you up on the big screen.
Yeah, I want to show off what I got at the when I was in Baltimore a couple of weeks back. I picked up a couple of like pictures, like a drawing and a portrait and a I guess a painting, if you really say. So I got this. I'm covering my face.
That's sweet.
So it's a picture of everyone's favorite bounty hunter.
No way, it's a picture or a drawing?
It's a drawing. It's like a artwork.
Drawing, yeah, that's amazing. The detail in that is amazing.
So it's kind of funny with this. So the guy had, so this one has the color Minthasor on the shoulder pad. So they had one that was fully colored. The guy fully colored it. He wanted $1,000 for it. Then there was one.
Is it limited? Is it numbered or limited?
It's not. It's not numbered. It's just autographed by the artist right here.
He signed it for you. That's cool. That's cool.
It was signed. But the fact is,
I think it looks really good, black and white.
I like it black and white. But the color version, things when he colored more pieces, the portraits, the pictures were more expensive. Yeah. So I actually got this.
Ever since, and I'm not knocking it because some of them look really good. Ever since Sin City, the movie Sin City came out, and you have kind of that black and white mesh with some stuff in color, then
Yeah.
that's people have loved that, which is
I
I
actually like
understand why it looks like it pops pretty well. I like it, but black and white's good, solid black and white.
The black, I like that. I like when black. I like the same thing with the Visions comic book.
And you have one more,
I got one more picture. Yeah.
and it's the C3PO that you promised me.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, definitely.
You're such a liar.
So it's Ninja Boba Fett, Samurai Boba Fett.
Samurai Boba Fett. Don't insult our samurai ninja
But
fans out there with getting them mixed up. All right, so
I
it's
got
Samurai Boba Fett.
And
What's
it's
on his
like-
gun? Is he got a gun or has he got a sword? What's going on?
no, he's got a
down
gun in his hand,
there? Gun,
and
but
then the
it's
sword
wrapped
is in the back.
wood tape. Okay.
So it's pretty cool. I saw this. I had to buy it.
Yeah.
This
you got
was
no
like
room on your wall for it, but
$85.
85.
Yeah.
Did you tell us what you paid for the other one? I can't remember.
Yeah, $25.
25 for that black and white?
Yeah.
Yeah. They both. Yeah. I like them both. That black and white's cool though.
I'm telling you, man. I have no room for pictures, which kind of sucks.
I know you got no room on your wall for any of that, Dom.
You know, I've been talking to the missus, and we're I'm gonna start downsizing some stuff and moving stuff around, and probably get a bigger storage unit to get rid of the stuff out of the house. Yeah, storage unit, the biggest waste of money. But
so does Mrs. Domtober have a she shed or the equivalent of a New York she shed?
no, well,
I was going to ask if it was bigger than your man cave. That's what
no. I got the house, so I apparently took over the apartment. So,
okay.
you know, like I said, give or take, she gave me like I said,
Peace be with you.
she does love, she does okay my collecting, but not when it gets not like the house gets overshadowed by all the stuff that I did. Like this wall behind me was her idea.
I feel a cough coming on. I'm getting over a cold too. That trip to Texas, well, I love seeing family and friends. That trip to Texas beat me to death. I mean,
Because you're back and forth, you're in the plane, and it's AC.
It's over cold now.
It's cold. How's
Speaking
the weather
of
there?
my trip to Texas, oh, go ahead, Tom. Sorry, I'm stepping on you.
So how's the weather there in Hawaii now?
Same as always, man. It's beautiful. 79, maybe up into the 80s. I don't hate the player, man. Don't hate the player. But speaking of Texas, every time I go to visit my cousin, Dusty Baker, 1970, and his lovely wife, Connie always, when she goes someplace, like we're talking Hobby Lobby or whatever, every time she sees something Star Wars related, sometimes it's a waffle iron, sometimes, but this time she gave me this. It's like a little door hanger thing. It says Jedi Master. So thank you, Connie. Connie, I guarantee you doesn't watch this show, but Dusty does. So tell Connie thanks. And then I showed off her cool sign that she got me. So normally it's hanging on the outside of that door, so when people come in, they know who they're dealing with.
That's cool.
All right, and you had something. Was there something else you wanted to show off, or was that?
You know what? I'll leave it. I'm good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to. I think we've covered everything. We've opened up the packages that were slated for this episode. We hope you've enjoyed this episode. Real quick before we go, a couple of announcements. One I've already made. Happy anniversary to Domtober and Mrs. Domtober.
Thank you again.
Who celebrated an anniversary this week. And since this is dropping on a Friday, I want to wish all of our veterans, both present, past, those who are still serving, those who have served and retired or got out and are now have done their part. I want to thank them for their service. My brothers and sisters out there who keep the watch so that we can be safe at home and do the things we love. We appreciate it. We celebrate you today and this entire weekend. Go out and get some freebies at a lot of the stores and restaurants are offering freebies to veterans. Partake. Hit me up if you want a list of some of those stores because I have it and I will gladly send it to you. And that's all I have before I kick it over to Dom. As always, take care of yourself. Take care of those around you. I will see you down the road. Dom, take us home.
May the force be with you. No disintegrations, and definitely catch us on Friday. Hit us up in the chat on Friday, and we'd love to have you guys talk social media and all pop culture stuff. And
Yep. Follow us on IG, especially Domtober. He's always dropping videos and stuff on IG. So if you're not following,
I'm probably gonna have a video tomorrow. I'm gonna drop. I have to open something tomorrow, so
tomorrow Saturday or tomorrow.
No, tomorrow. Well, this week. This week.
This week. It'll be dropped already. It'll be dropped already.
Yeah,
so
it should be dropped.
Go back and get
Hopefully, when you see it, it should be dropped. I gotta start doing some more frequent videos. I do have a lot of packages that built up in the last time, and I got more coming. So,
all right. So hey, before we keep going, because we'll just keep going, fellas.
I know.
We'll just keep going, everybody. So we're gonna wrap it up because we want to keep this at just under an hour. Take care, everybody. We will see you Sunday, and we'll see you down the road. Take care. Bye.